Have you ever gone to a farm before? A farm is fun, but sometimes it could be hard work. Picking up things, picking out grasses. Today we're doing the fun part of farming, harvesting. Harvesting, you planted your corn, it's grown, it's all ready for eating. Now you want to go and harvest it. But you don't want to harvest it manually. As a programmer, a smart programmer that you are, you want to build programs that power robots to help you harvest. So that's what we're going to be learning in this lesson 11, harvesting crops with loops. So we want to, here's our harvester. Harvester is a robot. What is this? It's a pumpkin. Now there are 4 pumpkins here. So we want harvester to move forward to the pumpkin and pick up all pumpkins. So you can see your blocks of code. You have move forward, and then you have pick pumpkin. But look at this. There are 4 pumpkins there. So you have to pick up all pumpkins 4 times before all pumpkins will be picked. So go forward, pick up all. However, we want to use loops. We don't want to pick pumpkin 4 times. Instead of picking the pumpkin 4 times, we want to repeat 4 times pick pumpkin. Okay? At this point, you are learning to optimize your code with fewer blocks. So it shows you how many blocks of code you should use and how many you have used. So do this, and that works. Okay, so that's simply this. Let's go forward and see how other activities show up. Okay, now the harvester needs to travel a little distance before picking up the pumpkin. How many steps does she need to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the harvester needs to go 5 times before picking 4 pumpkins. But look at this, we can only use 5 blocks of code. So we could have said go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then pick pumpkin 1, 2, 3, 4. But hey, we've used 10 blocks of code instead of 5. So what do we need to do? How do we use only 5 blocks of code to achieve the same results? Yes, you're right. Loops. What are we looping? Everything we are doing repeatedly, we can put them in a loop. We are moving forward. This is the same action. How many times? 5 times. So we just repeat 5 times and use only one of it. Okay, so we can trash the rest. Then pick pumpkin. We're picking pumpkin how many times? 4 times. So here we come, use your keyboard, write 4, and simply pick pumpkin. Yeah, 5 blocks of code, and we will get the same thing done. Hey, okay, that's how harvesting with loops function. So just check it out. Each time you have an activity, what am I repeating? Am I repeating the same thing? You may be repeating 3 steps: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, look at this one for example. Now we need to pick 4 pumpkins here, 4 pumpkins here, and 4 pumpkins here. That's a little bit tricky, but you see, we're actually repeating the same thing: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then pick 4 pumpkins, then we turn right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We pick 4 pumpkins, then we turn right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're doing the same thing. Now we only have 15 blocks of code to use. So if we were to just take one block, one step each other, we won't be able to get that done. So what do we do now? First of all, what's the first thing we are repeating? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're repeating going forward 5 times. So let's loop that. After that, we are picking 4 pumpkins. So we are repeating this 4 times to pick pumpkin. Now, all of this, after this, we do what? We turn in right, and then we do it again. 5 times, pick pumpkin 4 times, then turn right. So we can actually pull this out again, repeat 5 times, move forward, then repeat 4 times, pick pumpkin. How are we doing for blocks of code? 10 blocks now. Then turn right again. Okay, repeat 5 times, move forward, then repeat 4 times, and pick pumpkin. Okay, 15 blocks of code. Does it pick everything? Let's look at it. Yeah. Okay, that works. But I'm sure you are thinking, do you realize that we are repeating this once, this again? We repeated the same thing 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. So actually, do you know we could put all of this in another bigger loop and say, you know what, repeat this 3 times. Let's see if that works. This is even looks smarter because instead of 15 we have 7 blocks of code. Let's see how it goes. Yay, it did it. So 15 lines of code, 7 blocks of lines of code gave us the same results. Fantastic. It's just about you being able to think as smart as you can. Like I told you, the fewer your lines of code, the smarter your program, the lighter your program, the faster your program. So always try to use fewer lines of code. Now look at this. We have a little bit of a tricky thing here. We have both corn and pumpkin. And so we have 2 codes for picking pumpkins and picking corns. Now we have 15 blocks of code to use. So we need to go to the corn, pick it 6 times, then go to the pumpkin, pick it 4 times, step forward, go to the corn, pick it 6 times, go to the pumpkin, pick it 4 times. Actually, if you look at it very well, this section and this section are the same thing. But let's not worry about that first. So go forward, pick corn. How many times? 6 times. 6 times, pick corn. Then move forward again. Then 4 times, pick pumpkin. So this goes forward, 6 pick corns, forward, 6 pick pumpkins. Then basically we can actually choose to loop this a second time, or we just do the same thing again. Forward. I would prefer to loop it a second time. Actually, I wouldn't want to go 6 pick 6 corn, and then forward, then loop 4 times, pick pumpkin. Although we're told to use 15 blocks of code, but we could have done it with less because we're repeating this twice, the same thing. So got it. So, but this is the same thing as trashing this. Can you see that they are the same exact loop? So we can just put this and say, you know what, we want to repeat this twice and put this here. Same thing. So instead of 15 blocks, we use 9 blocks and we get the same results. So when you use a loop inside another loop, we call them nested loops. Nested loop. That means we are looping inside a loop. You can actually nest loops several times, as many times as it takes. As long as you're able to figure out how repetitive your task is going to be, you can nest your loop. So go Bravo, harvest with the harvester. With this type of an activity, you can create your own harvesting robot and help your parents or grandpa or maybe the government harvest all the crops on the farm. Yay!